But are saddlebags just for horses? Some motorcyclists say, nay. Now one of these is cheap, one of them's decent, one of them's incredible, and the other one kind of looks like Lieutenant Dan's waders. Let's take a closer look.
Saddlebags. They predate panniers and even the combustion engine, but old doesn't always mean obsolete. More time in the field means more time to adapt, to advance, to evolve.
A primitive solution to a luggage problem is still a solution. The RG20 from Nelson Rig holds 24 to 30 liters thanks to this clever mutation. It's made from 1,680 denier nylon, and that's a big D, which of course stands for durability. It's a universal mounting system, which means no matter what bike you have, it's not going to be perfect, but at least you don't have to drill the fender or install any permanent hardware to mount the thing, and it's easy to remove. There's an external storage pouch on the back of each bag, and the reverse coil zippers keep dust out but not water, so if you want to keep things dry, you're going to have to use your own dry bags inside. It's $190, so for a low-key overnight or commuting, it's an affordable way to haul your essentials. But for longer rides in rougher terrain, where the environment demands more gear, more protection, and a more secure fit, survivors learn to adapt. Rubbery skin, compressible guts, and a beaver tail. Now for myself, 40 liters is about the baseline for a real ADV adventure, and the Coyote from Giant Loop comes in close at 38. Plus you can lash on an extra dry bag because of the beaver tail. Speaking of which, Giant Loop gives you 3 of these because you need them. This might be a rubberized roll top, but it's not airtight like it looks. There's actually 2 holes in the bottom for a fender strap, plus 1,000 unsealed stitches. So the roll top is really just to compress the contents of the bag when there's a void. It's a universal mount, but with solid hardware. They actually give you a pretty nice heat shield, and they include the hose clamp so you don't have to go back to Home Depot again, though we are on theme. There's even a little rubberized tip for the end of the hose clamp after you trim it, which is nice. So the Coyote is a great shape at a decent volume with a generous bill of materials, but at the end of the day, it's still a rubberized roll top with holes in it. Plus, it's $800. So we're evolving, but some of these parts are looking a little vestigial. As adventure bikes became more capable, adventure rides became more challenging, and our luggage begins to separate into something modular. Kriga's Overland system allows riders the unique advantage of having individual armored dry bags that mount independently to a harness. This harness is available in several custom shapes for some popular bikes, and there's a universal mount as well. This one's for a T7, so some aftermarket rigging was required. This modular system lets us destroy and replace pieces of a system, so we only have to swap out the parts that fail, which is good because the whole kit costs about $540. Each armored dry bag is a fully waterproof roll top with a removable white liner, which is really useful if you've ever used a big camera bag, you know what I'm talking about. There's Hypalon panels on the outside, and all of the Cordura is 1,000 denier, so they're durable in terms of abrasion and impact resistance. However, some of the hardware on the side bags is a little exposed in a slide. Everything you see here is covered under Kriga's 10-year warranty, which is great, and I'll be taking full advantage of it. However, in the likely event that if one of me leaves one of these too close to a campfire and melts it, or forgets one under my seat in economy, it's still going to sting to have to replace a $180 armored dry bag. It's a well-tested and refined product of luggage evolution. However, there's still one saddlebag so evolved it makes a total chimp out of every competitor in its habitat. Speaking of which, I love listening to really old Englishmen describe animal behavior with what sounds like their last breath. But Canadian Netflix sucks. Look at this. Outlander, des choses étrangères. That's not the foobar I remember. If only there was a way to trick the internet into thinking I'm in the United States.
Have you tried NordVPN? It's our mission to make the internet better than it is today. It can be free from online threats, censorship, and surveillance.
Okay, great. Safety third, for sure, but can I get American Netflix?
With Nord's new threat protection feature, your encrypted data is safe from online threats like malware, ransomware, and phishing, particularly clone phishing. And yes, theoretically you could use this to watch shows back home when you're abroad, or content that's only available outside your own country.
Awesome, thank you. That's great. So, threat protection?
That's right. It scans every file you download and identifies the threats and blocks them before they can harm your device. It's basically a bouncer for your computer, giving each bit of data an ocular pat down.
Okay, so my data's encrypted and I'm safe from any online threat that a malevolent nerd could throw at me. And I guess my computer's internet thinks I'm in Oklahoma, or I'm streaming internet from Oklahoma. I don't know. I mean, all I know is I'm mainlining Attenborough right now, and it is glorious. Thanks, NordVPN.
You're welcome, 45.
The uncontested king of the Saddlebag jungle is known
as the Reckless 40L for Moscow Moto.
Moscow Moto separated the dry bags from the armor so you can replace either or use your own dry bags. You're gonna want to use theirs though. They're a nice tapered shape with a tug loop and a window. Now the harness itself is made up of a centerpiece and 2 holsters. On the back of each holster is an auxiliary pocket for quick access to a water bottle or a tool roll or a foot-long Italian BMT on Italian urban cheese with pepper jack. Toasted. Now, Moscow doesn't have to offer multiple SKUs to accommodate a select few. Instead, they give you 2 settings, narrow and wide, so you can adjust the shape of the harness to your bike. The beaver tail can be expanded and rotated to accommodate a bigger tail bag. This one's called the Stinger 8 and there's a Stinger 22, both of which have mesh backpack straps inside if you want to convert it to a day pack. Molly panels on the front of both holsters further expand your load capacity, so 40 liters is really just the start here. Now I took Kriga's OS system on the Washington BDR and the Moscow Reckless 40L on the Oregon BDR, and I have to say the quick draw holsters from Moscow won the duel. Now, with segmented storage, you have more organizational opportunity, sure, but Moscow's bags are more affordable to replace because individually they're protected by the holsters instead of their own armor. When you drop your bike and the Reckless 40 takes a hit, the force is distributed along the entire perimeter of the holster. When a Kriga bag takes a hit, it stresses just the mounting points. This is what makes the Reckless system the apex predator in its class. However, this isn't actually the best saddlebag money can buy. Because there's a new version, the 4.0 for 2024. Saddlebag money can buy. Updates include a stronger and lighter composite in the harness that does better in extreme heat and cold, no stretching or cracking. This material, along with all the nylon in Moscow's full product line, are 100% recyclable.
Multi-directional molly, a larger hydration opening, low-profile cam buckles.
Any trimmings in the manufacturing process get melted back down for use in the next batch. So you can feel a little bit better about spending $1,200. But think about it for a second. Moscow only sells their product direct to consumer, so Fortnite can't sell you their gear. And there's no middleman in between you and the legends in White Salmon, Washington. That means you're getting $1,200 worth of value on your bike. If we sold this to you, you have to pay $2,000. Now, I spent my hard-earned clone allowance on this thing because, like I said, Fortnite doesn't sell them, so I guess Ryan could put this on my tab. Thanks for watching.